So, first grade. That's all I could describe is first grade. I believe it's because either didn't want to eat or something. I really can't recall. This stuff happened so much. I really don't recall what caused any of this. I just remember one time she got so angry, started grabbing the first thing could reach. Started off with this broken wooden spoon that was broken in half. And when I say being little, like really little, what's that, like 6, 7 years old, and being beat with one of those, I forgot what they're called, but it's like a wooden type of spoon that you use for like soups or whatever, something like that. Anyways, I remember getting hit with that, and at that time I didn't know. Like when the teacher asked me what happened, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to say anything. But anyways, I went to school. I still got that mark as well. This big old scar on my right arm. Well, it's very small now, but when I went to school, it was still red, sore, bleeding. My teacher pulled me to the side and asked me, like, what's wrong? What happened? And of course, the first thing that came out of my mind, I was hit with the wooden spoon. So imagine the questions that followed. I remember getting walked to the office to talk to someone. So I remember that part. After then, instead, this is how messed up this is. Instead of the person who caused it getting questioned or getting reprimanded or whatever, was placed into this school and placed into like group therapy for like behavioral issues with kids, for kids that have behavior issues. Why am I being punished? Why did I cause this to myself? Did I cause this to anyone else? And in that school, they had those, I forgot what those rooms are called, but it's like a door that you cannot open from the inside. And it has the mirror or the window in there where they can see you, but you can't see them. And it was so dark. The reason why I started to have to go to that room is because everything that was happening at home started affecting me at school. I started having so many behavioral issues. That's when, this is another thing, I hope this doesn't trigger anyone, but that's when my suicidal thoughts and attempts first came about. The first time I was placed in that room, I didn't know what to do. Okay? Come on, I'm like 6, 7 years old in that room to myself. Like, I don't understand. So I remember getting my belt from around my waist at that age. And it's so vivid. Getting my belt from around that age and putting it around my neck as tight as it can go so I could get some help and get out of that room. A lot of people say, well, they just do things for attention. No, honey, this was not for attention. This was real. At 6 or 7, I remember I just wanted to die. I just wanted to die. And that happened. I'm going to get back to the other things in just a moment. I'm going to skip around a little bit, so I do apologize in advance. It went from a belt to little things like my shoestrings, just everything. Hitting myself up against the wall. I started having like these temper tantrums in the classroom. I did have to get held down a few times because at that point my behavior, I can admit it, my behavior had gotten out of control at school. That was a reflection of what was going on at home. So back to it. After that was reported to the school, we were placed in like this group therapy thing. Can't really recall exactly what it was called. But we was also moved to this school, this type of school that offered that type of stuff. I think if I remember correctly, it was something called Day Springs. Correct me if I'm wrong if you've ever heard of that, but I believe it was called Day Springs. We were placed into that type of place. We would have to see them, or I would have to see them. I would have to get counseled on my behavior. Instead of figuring out why my behavior was the way it was, you put me on medicine. That's when I first started taking medicine. So young. I first started taking Effexor. That was the first medicine that I was ever put on, was Effexor, because I was told that I was bipolar at that age. I became bipolar. So they had to put me on some type of medication. Not once did anyone ever go to the home to see what was going on. Not once. Was it because she was a foster family, a foster mom, or adoptive parent? Is that why? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that shouldn't matter, right? Shouldn't you still get the same type of care that, well, probably not, because they're not really being looked after either. So, but yeah, so started going to this place called Day Springs or whatever. That really wasn't helping much at all, honestly. I remember this one time, it was this incident that occurred. I think I was in second grade at that time. This little kid's change pouch had went missing, right? We got home and it was told that I stole it, that I took the change pouch, okay? Somehow it winds up in my jacket. Y'all, I swear, I didn't take anything. I got beat black and blue, okay? I got beat black and blue. Had to place my right hand on the Bible, like if I'm at some type of courthouse. Put your right hand to God. Put your right hand on this Bible. Tell the truth. Do this, do that. I am telling the truth. I didn't take anything that didn't belong to me. I didn't take it. So eventually the truth came out that it was not me, but someone close to me that took it and put it into my pocket. Did I get an apology? No. Did those scars ever go away? No. Mentally, no. It never went away. I remember one time me and my sister were fighting in a store parking lot inside of a car waiting for them to come out. That was when we had our adoptive cousins and things with us as well. Like, it got really heated. Like, I feel like it was being edged on a lot between me and my sister on why we were even arguing in the first place and fighting. So we get home. The story gets told all type of ways. We're getting made to stand in the kitchen by our adoptive mother and fight one another. We didn't want to. We were crying, no, I don't want to do this. No, please don't make me, don't do this. You know, when I say they had us fist fighting, oh, you want to fight? Okay, stand here, let's fight. I remember my nose bleeding. Like, we were finally told to stop. But who does that? Who does that? There's other ways of punishment, other forms of punishment. To this day, I still don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I just don't get it. There's a lot more. I'm trying not to skip around too much. I want everyone to be able to follow what I'm saying. This is the first for me opening up to everyone in regards to this. But yeah, so I'm just going to say there was a lot of abuse in that household.